Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. And we're just settling in here at Sadhanasrama. We have, in America, they call it a live audience. And we have, of course, live is also on Zoom, but live is in the flesh, we might say, here with us. Oh, what's happening here? I don't know. Good. So, welcome everyone to the Saturday Sanga. I'm speaking from Sadhanasrama in, where are we? Slovenia. Yes. Hare Krishna. Welcome, welcome. Come in, make it. There's plenty of these yogi asanas for whoever wants. And there's, I think we need to open the windows, actually. Anita, if you can reach back and give this window.
Like this or fully open?
No, just, yeah. I see more difficulties are coming. Okay, well, as we say in English, the more, the merrier. Okay. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurumilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vande Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakammalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Samadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Caitanyadeva Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanditam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatamine Mancha Kalpa-vrksa Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Asani Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. There are more of these asanas for all of you in the back. and Hare Krishna. Okay. And there's also, if wanted, I think 2 more folding chairs in the kitchen. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Gosh, thank you, thank you. All the listeners. Wow, we're almost a full house. We only have room for 30 more, Indian style. Okay, let's go. Okay. So good to see you all in all your many places. I think, yeah, I'm slightly speechless, but we will proceed as we usually do with the final song of the Prema Bhakti Chandrika of Srila Raghunatha Dasa Thakur. And maybe before we go to that, I want to ask someone who's a good internet searcher. What we need is, it's probably available somewhere on the internet. We need the Chaitanya Mangala of Lochan Das Thakur in both English and Bengali, preferably transcribed Bengali. Otherwise, we'll have to transcribe it. But I think this would be a nice next project for us. It's the Chaitanya Mangala of Lochan Das is it's in Bengali, and as I remember, it's all in this particular meter, which is the main meter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, called Payar. And as I remember, he wrote, in a sense, he's written a biography of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but in the form of, it's like one song after another after another. There's several lines to each song. So it's like separate episodes, something like that. That's how I remember, but we will see if we can find a copy of it with both Bengali and English. So that can be our next project if we can get these. Okay. But here we are now. As I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, we're halfway through this final song, which begins Anno Kota Na Bolibo. This is, here it's listed as song number 9. And from this printed edition I have, they call it chapter 9. And it has the title, The Ultimate Instructions. And this book that I have also has word for word translations, which is nice. Oh, more devotees coming. Okay, so here we are with, I think we start with verse number 11. Ahańkāra, abhimāna, asat, sańga, asat gyan, chād, bhajo, guru, pāda, padma, kori, ātma, or ātma, nivedana, deha, geha, parijana, guru bhajo, parama, mahattva. Now let me just see how we're doing. Okay, let's see. Yes, we have the chat, we have the text. Good. I just want to see if I have the translation on this other device. I meant to organize this earlier, but that's other things happened. Here we go. We're in luck. Okay. Here we are. So sometimes technology is nice. All of this, mind you, this technology is trying to compensate for our lack of memory. Because traditionally you would just be hearing the songs and memorizing them. And I was hearing one talk about the bowels. Bhaktivinoda Thakur regards them as apisampradaya, and understandably so for various reasons. But they do have a very strong tradition of singing. And, well, Bhaktivinoda Thakur did borrow some of their melodies. But the point is that in this lecture, the speaker, who has studied the bowels ethnographically, that means he's spent a lot of time with them, living with them and exchanging and listening and also memorizing some of their songs. He said it's not unheard of. It's not unheard of for a bowel singer to know some 200 songs from memory. The whole, yeah. So here we are. We're just we hardly know a handful of songs. What to do? Okay, so verse 11, translation. Abandon false ego, pride, company with materialists and useless material knowledge, and worship the lotus feet of your spiritual master. So ahańkāra, abhimāna, asat, sańga, asat, jñāna, chādi. So this chādi means, well, it's like tyaga, but I think it has also a bit of, in a sense, a stronger sense, like throwing it away, rejecting. Bhajo, so there we get the imperative, first person, worship, bhajo. Like we say, Hari Bolo. Bolo is chant. It's imperative, do it. And this is bhajo. Bhajo Guru Pāda Padma. Worship the feet of the Guru. Offer your home, friends, relatives, body, and self to him. Kori, ātma, nivedana, deha, geha, parijana, guru vākya, parama, mahattva. His words are supreme. So parijana, pari means around. So those around you, everyone is, we all live in a social, in a society. We all have friends, neighbors, acquaintances, colleagues, etc. But parijana, I think, means mainly the closer associates, friends and family. Parijana. So deha, of course, means body. And geha, what does geha mean?
House.
Yes, house or home. So there's also there's a song from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Manasa Deha Geha Yoki Chumor. And then how does it go? Arpilun Tuapare Nanda Kishore. Yes, very good. So Manasa Deha Geha, my mind, my body, my home, Manasa Deha, Jo Kichu, more, whatever is my Arpilun, I offer to you, O Nanda Kishore. So Narottam's saying the same thing. We have one little participant here with us. He's exploring. Okay, next verse. Kori ātma nivedana, Guru vākya parama mahattva. The vākya, the words, the speech of the Guru, parama mahattva, is most, you could say, the most important, most topmost, essential. So Narottam, who is Narottam Das Thakur's Guru? Yes, Raghunatha Goswami. Do we have anything written from Raghunatha? I don't know that we do. Okay, verse 12. Sri Krsna Caitanyadeva Roti Moti Tare Seva Prema Kalpataru Data Vrajaraja Nandana Radhikar Pranadana Aparupa E Shav Kota. Accepting the loving emotions of Sri Radha and accepting her bodily luster as the ornament of his limbs. Okay, this is speaking about Lord Chaitanya. Where am I? I'm in the wrong place. Number 12. Okay. Always serve Sri Krsna Caitanyadeva, who is a kalpa-vrksa tree, giving away the treasure of pure love. He is Lord Krsna himself, the Prince of Raja, and the life of Srimati Radharani. Talk about him is full of wonder. So Rati Mati. There's some discussion going on down here. Maybe they can move their discussion elsewhere. Rati Mati. Oh, now I want to look and see what the word for word says. Rati Mati Bhave, with attachment and attention. Okay, so Sri Krsna Caitanyadeva, Rati Mati Bhave Seva. So do Seva. How? With attachment, Rati, and Mati. That's nice. Ratimati. Ratimati seva. Do it with attachment and attention. Bhave. Oh, bhave. Okay. Bengali, as many of you will know, the V's and the B's, all of the V's in Sanskrit become B's. Ba, so bhava becomes bhabo. Like mahabhava becomes bhavo, moha bhavo. So that's what we have here. We have different transliterations here also. Oh. Yeah, there are also, can be a little confusing. There can be different versions, different variants. And why is that so? Because that's the nature of old manuscripts. Somebody is copying a manuscript and decides, no, I'm going to put this word instead of that word. I think it works better. Or the last one who copied they must have made a mistake. So I'm going to correct it. Not just words, but whole sentences and whole paragraphs and whole Hare Krishna, welcome. Say, Hare Krishna, welcome. whole chapters, whole sections of books. And therefore you get sometimes quite radical differences amongst manuscripts of different works. This is especially the case with works like the Mahabharata and the Ramayana. And so when someone says, it says in the Ramayana such and such, you might have to ask, which Ramayana? which recension? Recension is the word for a particular manuscript or group of manuscripts that may be the same. It gets complicated. So it seems we have some little variations between manuscripts, and unfortunately, I mean, not that it matters to us so much, but we don't have information here what the sources are of what it is we have. Probably in both cases, they're from printed books, which means then if you want to chase back to the manuscripts, you have more research to do. There's what I could call a special species of scholar who dig through manuscripts and collect manuscripts and compare them. It's a whole meticulous activity. So if someone were to make what's called a critical edition of the Prema Bhakti Chandrika, they would have to first go to various libraries in India and if they're lucky, they will find some manuscripts, and if they're still lucky, they'll be allowed to see the manuscripts. And if they're really lucky, they may be able to copy the manuscripts. Different librarians in different libraries, they'll have either different policies or they'll just have different moods. Some will say, no, you can't see. They think a library is a place to hide books, not to make them available to see. Some are like that. Okay, that's another subject. Rajarajanandana Radhikar Pranadana Aparupa Eshab Kata. What is this Aparupa? Here's translated as wonderful. So he is Lord Krishna himself, the Prince of Braja, and the life of Srimati Radharani. Talk about him is full of wonder. Aparupa Eshab Kota. So let's keep in mind, we're now in this very last song, series of verses of this, last book of songs of Narottam. So he really wants to get down to essentials. We have a subheading here in this book, Sri Gora Upasana Katabhyata, the necessity of worshiping Sri Gauranga. This is the heading for this verse and the following verses. So the next verse, 13, is Navadipe avatar Radha Bhava Angikar Bhava Kanti Anger Bhushan Teen Vancha Abhilashi Shachi Garve Parakashi Shange Shava Parishad Gono. Parishad Gono. Accepting the loving emotions of Sri Radha, Radha Bhava, and accepting her bodily luster as the ornament of his limbs. So ahańkāra means accepting. Literally, it means something like making part of oneself, because anga means like a limb, like an arm or a leg, or it can also mean body, which is a collection of limbs. So making part of oneself, Radha Bhava ahańkāra, accepting Bhava Kanti Anger Bhushana. Bhushana means ornament. So it says Radha accepting her bodily luster as the ornament of his limbs. Whose limbs? Lord Chaitanya's limbs. Lord Krishna descended to Navadip. Desiring to attain three things, he appeared in Shachi's womb. He attained his desires in the company of his devotees. So, teen vancha abhilashi. Vancha means, it means desire. Teen, of course, means three. And abhilashi is a person who desires. More a abhilash, vilash kunje diyovas. No, before that, how does it go? The Tulsi song. Before that.
Radha Krishna Seva Prabhu Abhilash.
Yeah, that's it. Radha Krishna Seva Prabhu, I will obtain Radha Krishna Seva, a abhilashi, this, we could say aspirant. So there's abhilasha and there's abhilash. Hare Krishna, welcome, welcome. Wow, we're really filling up. Hare Krishna, yeah. Somya's the birthday girl here. Do we have any more asanas? Kind of looks like we need to do more shopping in the temple shop, they have these nice big round asanas.
This one?
Well, that's kind of my puja asana, but
That we don't use.
Some more asanas are heading toward the back. You sacrificed yours. Okay. Where are we? So, desiring to attain three things. Teen vancha abhilashi, shochi garbe parakashi. So this parakashi is one of these stretched out words from the Sanskrit prakashi. Prakasha, of course, means manifest, appearing. And then a person who manifests would be a prakashi, and then it becomes porokashi, to make the tact in order to have enough syllables. Shange shab porishad gona. He attained his desires in the company of his devotees. Shange shab porishad gona. Okay, 14. Gora Hari Avatari Premier Badara Kori Shadila Moner Nij Kaj Radhikar Pranapati Ki Bhave Kandiya Niti Iha Bhuje Bhakata Shomaj. Appearing in a fair complexioned form, he made a great monsoon of spiritual love. Shadila Moner Nijaka Bahadur Kori. In this way, he attained his three desires. Why did Lord Krishna, the master of Radha, cry again and again? Only the devotees can know. Kaj, this word means work. Can mean sort of like profession. What's your profession? Apna kaj ki hobe. So nija kaj, his own work. Sadila, what is this sadila? Fulfilling, I think. Sadila, yeah, I was right. Sadila, he fulfilled. Moner nija kaj, the work of his mind. Something like that. Radhikar pranapati. So pati, what does pati mean?
Father.
No. Can mean Lord. It can also
Husband.
mean husband. Yeah, master, Lord, husband. So Radhikar pranapati would mean
Lord of my life.
yes, Lord of whose life? Radhika's life. Radhikara, possessive. Ki bhave kandaye niti iha bhuje bhakata shomaj. Why did Lord Krishna, the master of Radha, cry again and again? Only the devotees can know. So bhuje means to understand. Iha means here, or maybe like in this case, in this situation. Bhakata is, of course, expanded bhakta. Shomaj means the society, the assembly. Ki bhave kandai niti. Now this niti is interesting. Oh, okay. Niti, I forget sometimes. From Sanskrit nitya, which can mean, nitya can mean every day or regularly, but it can also mean eternal or constant. So kandai niti, constantly. Oh, the little one is now going for some attention. Why? Careful going down those stairs. Hare Krishna. Okay. All right, and let's see, we're doing, 15, one more. Gupate sadibe siddhi sadhana navadha bhakti prarthana koribo danye shodha kori hari sankirtan shodai anandaman Krishna vina aroshab bhaja. In private, Gupate, I will practice the 9 kinds of devotional service, and in this way I will attain perfection. So, sadibe, I will practice, like the word sadhana. Sadibe is future tense, I will practice. Sadibe siddhi, sadhana navadha bhakti. So, navadha means, in Sanskrit, it would be navavidha bhakti. That's the 9 categories, vidha, of bhakti, which are, what are they? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Adasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma nivedana. Yeah, good. Krishna vina, okay. So in private, I will do this practice. I will always humbly pray for that. Prarthana koribo and dainya shodha. That's quite straightforward. Prarthana is prayer. Koribo, I will do. Dainya, danye, in humility. And shodha, always. And then he says, in public, I will perform Hari Sankirtana, my heart overcome with love. Kori, Kori Hari Sankirtan Sadai Anandaman. Sadai, he adds this E at the end, which gives emphasis. Sada means always, Sadai means really always, very much so. Kori Hari Sankirtan Anandaman, with ananda, with a blissful mind. And then any activity that does not lead to my worshipful Lord is an obstacle. Krishna vina arusha badha. So badha means obstacle. So this is Narottam Das Thakur's expressing his resolve. I'm going to worship Krishna. And it's interesting in this, he has two sides. Kupate Shalive Siddhi. I will do privately, kupate, and then there is no word for public, but it's, I guess, assumed. Kori Hari Sankirtan, externally or publicly. Sadai Anandaman Krishna Vina Arusha Bhata. So, shall we try to sing this?
Yeah, it's a question.
Mhm.
The song. because there was the question, why did Lord Krishna, the master of Radha, cry again and again? Only the devotees can know. Can I ask you why Radha and Krishna cry again and again?
Only the devotees know. I can't answer because I'm not a devotee. They're crying again and again, I would say, for two reasons. One is internal, the other is external. Internally, they're crying again and again because of viraha from each other, right? And externally, they're crying because the conditioned souls are turning their attention away from them. And they are vimukha. So, yeah, I would say that would be the two reasons they're crying. And that's, of course, the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's very much in that mood. That is his whole point. He's appearing for that reason. Okay, so musicians now. Alokika, you want to get your mridanga? Yeah. And we have a variety of percussion instruments, which those of you here are free to explore. How am I going to do this? I'll do it this way. We're just getting set up here. This will be interesting. Srila Prabhupada in New York at 26 Second Avenue, when they would have kirtan, the young people who came, and there were all kinds of young people, many of them bring their own instruments, whatever they would be, and they would join in. So apparently it was quite some interesting sound. But Srila Prabhupada encouraged everyone to sing and play. All right, let's see. That's too low. Ahańkāra, abhimāna, asat sańga, asat jñāna. Chādi bhajo Guru bhajan ātma. Kori ātma nivedana deha geha parijana. Guru vākya parama mahattva. Guru vākya Sri Krsna Caitanyadeva Rati mati hare shiva. Prema kalpa taru yata. Vajradhata Nandana Radhikara Pranadana. Aparupa Esava Kartik Iha buche Srila Narottam Das Thakur ki jai. Now we have
Some music, some music.
yeah. We have been reading the biography of Narottam Das, but today I want to read a little passage about Raghunatha Dasa Goswami because today is the disappearance day of Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. And it's also the disappearance day of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, not in the same year. He departed earlier than Raghunath Dasa, And it's also the disappearance day of Krishna Das Kaviraj, also not the same year, but a later year, if I understand, if I remember. And this is discussed in a book which I've just been fortunate to receive as a very nice gift. This is the Sri Vilapa Kusumanjali of Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Volume 1, commentary by Shivaram Swami. Now, this is hard to show. Get the right this. Maybe if I do like this. Yeah, like this. Okay, this is Volume 1 of Shivaram Swami's edition of it. There are 3 volumes already completed, and devotees told me he's anticipating there will be 8 volumes eventually, all just commentary on the Vilapa Kusumanjali of Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. And this is this is 1 volume, and it's already a book with including index 621 pages. Before he gets into verse number 1, he gives us the story of Raghunatha's life. And it's quite interesting, these last days of his life, that of course Raghunatha Dasa Goswami spent his last years in Vraja, specifically at Radha Kunda, as other devotees were living at Radha Kunda. And he was, of course, associating with those other devotees, and this was pacifying his intense feelings of separation. Specifically, says Shivaram Swami, separation from Sri Radha. But these associates of his were departing the world one after another. First, Sanatana Goswami left. And he left specifically right there on the banks of the Manasa Ganga, which is in the middle of Govardhan. And he was a very close friend of Raghunath, so this was very painful for him. Then Rupa Goswami left, and it says here that he departed his body in the courtyard of the Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan, so not at Radhakund or Govardhan. Another thunderbolt on Raghunath Dasa's head. So, he's really starting to feel, what is the purpose of my life? Actually, his initial coming to Vrindavan from Puri, he wanted to commit suicide. He was feeling separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then the Goswamis in Vrindavan persuaded him. They understood what he had in mind. They persuaded him not to do that. Raghunath Goswami expressed his despair at being separated from his spiritual master, namely Rupa Goswami, in this way: Shunyayate mahagoshtam girindro jagarayate yagra tundayate kundam jivatu rathitasya me. Now that I no longer have the sustainer of my life, the land of Vraja has become empty and desolate. Govardhan Hill has become like a great python, and Radha Kunda has become like the gaping mouth of a ferocious tiger. So that his surroundings, which are, the perfection of life is to be in Vrindavan, he's feeling now it's all turned into a horror story because his close associates are no longer with him. Shivaram Swami says his health was always fragile. Fragile. You know this word fragile, very delicate. Why? He was always fasting. He was living on practically nothing but a cup of whey. You know what is whey? Whey is when you make cheese, what's left over, that liquid is called whey. So his diet, his practically non-existent diet, and also his feeling of separation from Sri Radha. So his health was very, very delicate. The devotees tried to convince him to eat more, but he refused. So now the other devotees, residents at Radhakund, they became quite worried because now all of his dearmost friends had departed. What is he going to do? They feared that the final symptom of separation, namely death, would beset their leader. So what to do? Well, there still Gopal Bhatta Goswami was present, as was Raghunath Bhatta. Oh, I said before Raghunath Bhatta left earlier, but no. And also Jiva Goswami was there. So they would regularly come to Radhakund just to encourage Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. And of course, he would speak Harikatha, Krishna Katha, and they would be greatly inspired by his speaking. Also, the next generation of devotees started coming because Jiva Goswami, he was the younger of the Goswamis. He was the nephew of Rupa and Sanatan. And Jiva Goswami, being kind of the philosopher amongst them, he had students. And these students would come also. And who were the most prominent students? Srinivasa Acharya, Narottam Das, and who else?
Shyamananda Prabhu.
Shyamananda, yes. So they used to visit Raghunath, and Shivaram Swami says they would sit for hours listening to this elderly Goswami Raghunath. Their most significant visit, that is from Srinivas, Narottam, and Shyamananda, was when they came to collect the books of Raghunath Das, Kaviraj Goswami, and other Radha Kunda Vaishnavas. These books were to be included with the works of Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami in the mission of transporting the treasure house of Gaudiya wisdom east to Bengal. Whatever books Raghunath had composed, he placed in Srinivasa Acharya's hands and blessed the young Vaishnavas with success in their venture as well as in their spiritual lives. Now, there's a lot of speculation about this story of the books going to Bengal. The history is not entirely clear, and there are different versions. Of course, there's this story of the books being hijacked by Rajbir Humbir in Banavishnupur. When did that happen? There's a debate. Did it happen, earlier or later? And was the Chaitanya Charitamrita amongst those books? And to me, the question is, it sounds here as if they only had one copy of the books they had written, and they were giving them to go to Bengal. I'm not so sure of that. It seems to me they would have made at least one copy of one copy of their original. And one reason I'm thinking that is there's just in the courtyard area of Madan Mohan Temple in Vrindavan, there's one structure which they call the Samadhi Mandir, the Grunt Mandir, sorry. They call it the Grunt Samadhi, I believe. And it is said that the books of the Goswamis are buried underneath that monument. But nobody wants to dig and find, because what's actually there. There are a few original manuscripts of Rupa Goswami in the Vrindavan Research Institute in Vrindavan. Very few, I think I've seen. They had on display one text that he wrote. I believe it was the Janmatiti Vidhi, the Krishna Janmatiti Vidhi, when the story is that when Radharaman, the deity, appeared to Gopal Bhatta Goswami, at that time, Rupa Goswami wrote a procedure for worshiping Krishna on Krishna's birthday, how to do the abhisheka. And they wanted to do that for Radharaman. Even though he was self-manifest, they still wanted to do like an installation, abhishek kind of thing. Beautiful handwriting, Rupa Goswami, very fine, beautiful Bengali script. Sanskrit, but Bengali script. Anyway, here it says they gave the books to take to Bengal. And then Shivaram Swami says when they got to Bengal with the books, which eventually they recovered, and scholars tell us they in a very organized, focused way, they made many copies of the books at that time, especially of Chaitanya Charitamrita, because that was their mission. They wanted to spread the teachings of the Goswamis. So when people in Bengal started reading, they said, wow, we want to meet Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. So they went to Vrindavan, to Radhakund, and met him there. That's the story. The pastime of departing from the vision of this world is one that even eternal associates of the Lord embrace. They leave either to serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission further in the material world, or they return to Krishna in Goloka, or both. It's possible to leave this world and go to Goloka and to participate in Mahaprabhu's preaching. And so, of the 6 Goswamis, Gopal Bhatta was the next to leave, followed a few years later by Raghunath Bhatta, leaving only Kaviraj Goswami and the younger Jiva to look after Raghunath Dasa. Okay, so Raghunath Bhatta did leave early. In his distress, Raghunath Dasa Goswami would repeatedly request Jiva Goswami and Kaviraj Goswami not to leave him behind. Let me die first, he would say. And when someone would suggest that he go to Mathura for medical treatment, the almost blind Raghunath would shake his head and reply, Raja is the only place where the forbidden love of the gopis thrives. I have given my life for this. How can I ever leave? I dare not. Finally, one day, during the month of Kartik in 1586, Raghunatha Dasa Goswami's desire to enter Radha's eternal service was fulfilled. Now, you may say, wait a minute, it's not yet Kartik. Kartik starts next week.
Yes.
But there's two versions of when Kartik starts. One is with the full moon, and one is the Ekadashi that we just had yesterday. So I think that understanding is given here. He left his body on the banks of Radhakunda at the place where his Samadhi tomb now stands. As was the custom at the time, now this surprised me, as was the custom at the time, due to fear that deha samadhis would be desecrated by moguls, Raghunatha Dasa's divine body was cremated and the ashes placed beside those of Raghunatha Goswami. Jiva Goswami presided over the somber event. Some years later, Kaviraj Goswami's ashes would also be interred beside that of his guru. And the combined shrine is now known as Teen Samadhi, the three Samadhis. So there's a building we visited. It's a nicely done, probably much more recently, with the three Samadhis inside. Then he says, there are differences of opinion about how the current Samadhi beside Radhakund came to be. Some say that it is really a bhajan stali. Others that Raghunath instructed devotees in a dream to move his ashes from Teen Samadhi to the current spot. Whatever the truth of the matter, it is agreed by all that Raghunatha Dasa Goswami resides eternally by the banks of Radhakunda. So when you're at Radhakunda, there's a kind of ashram, and there's always, I guess it's 24 hours, they're doing kirtan next to Raghunatha Dasa Goswami's, what's now called his Samadhi. And he's saying this is a little bit of controversy. Is it his Samadhi or is it where he was doing bhajan? It's not clear. There's a verse glorifying Raghunatha Dasa Goswami by Jiva Goswami. Do you want to hear this verse? Yeah. Yan mitram Raghunatha Dasa iti vikhyata kshito radhika Krishna prema maharna vormi nivahe gurna sada divyati Drishtanta prakarat prabhabarami ati chaivana yor brajator yastu yatva padang matas tribhuvane shascharyam aryotamai. Raghunath Das is famous in the three worlds for becoming the friend of Sri Rupa and Sanatana. The greatest saints say that no one in the world can be compared with Rupa and Sanatana. But amazingly enough, because he always swims in the great ocean of love for Radhika and Krishna, Raghunath Das has attained a position equal to theirs. Srila Raghunatha Dasa Goswami ki.
Yeah.
So this is a nice description of his departure. And Shivaram Swami mentions it was during this time after I don't know which and how many of the Goswamis had left, that Raghunatha Dasa wrote Sri Vilapa Kusumanjali. Vilapa means lamentation. It's a flower offering of lamentation, you could say. And it has around, I think, around 90 or 100 verses. Right, so now we have a birthday to celebrate, I think. Somya. No. Happy birthday to you. Somya. Happy birthday to you. For prema the speech.
Yes, so much.
What else?
Devendra Gopal also had 2 days ago.
That's too late. It's too late. It's already been too many of them. Okay, well, what we just sang was also for you. How's that? Devendra Gopal. Huh?
For all of us.
For all of us, yes, for the whole year. Okay. One show and tell.
Hare
Actually,
Krishna.
anyone there?
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Yes.
Kelly, Rohini, her birthday, October 2.
Rohini has birthday today. Rohini is your niece. Yes. Okay. Happy birthday to Rohini. Very nice. Rohini is her sister's daughter, and she's studying medicine, or is she already finished? Studying medicine. Yeah. Nice. Yes, all the best for her. Okay, show and tell. I want to show something which is Devendra Gopal behind you on the bookshelf. On the top of the shelf, you'll see 3 sort of wooden, yes, those 3. If you could pass them this way, I want to show.
Covered.
No, they don't have to be covered. So these are very nice bas relief that have been done by Srinivas Mitra and carved by Srinivas Mitra and let's see, and painted by Lavanya Leela. Can't get the full thing here without. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, that's good enough. Yeah. Okay, so we have. This is Saraswati, and this is Dangadevi, and this is Yamuna Devi. So tricky getting. Anyway, these you can't see so much there, but these are bas relief. They're nice, very nicely done wood panels, and these are going to, with the help of Mahatmananda, we're going to get them up on the, I think on one of these beams eventually. So our gratitude to you, Srinivas Mitra, and your wife. Are you there? He was here. Yes, there they are. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. They're not yet mounted, but I think they will be mounted soon. So we're happy about that. Another thing, very, I would say, happy news. Oh, there, Srinivas and Lavanya. Hare Krishna. Living somewhere, as far as I know, somewhere near Novi Sad in Serbia. Somewhere on a farm, I think. Yeah. And speaking of farms, a little bit of news. I don't have something to show, but to tell. Last week, we had this farm conference at New Vrajadan. It was a very nice conference. It was inspiring. Devotees came from as far away as England, as Alachua in Florida, as Italy, and from Ukraine, and from Belgium, and we didn't have any from Sweden or Poland. Anyway, it was the European annual, it was the 14th Farm Conference. The main idea of these conferences is to inspire devotees engaged in farming and cow protection, and to share ideas, experience, and just sharing inspiration. And there are presentations by different devotees, some more technical and some perhaps more theoretical. I gave a sort of theoretical presentation. What I found interesting, especially this time, was a demonstration of ox power going in a circle, grinding grains, and threshing. Threshing means removing the grains from the stalk. They have a threshing machine. And so they brought 4 oxen out and brought to their new facility, and the 4 oxen went around in circles. And they have a gear device, which one engineer worked out for them. And with that, they can hook to different machines, including a wood saw. They demonstrated how they can cut wood also with this saw. Antardi Prabhu, who oversees the oxen and cares for them, he said they've had to make adjustments and fixing of this whole machine, this whole apparatus. He said something like 30 times that it's broken, something goes wrong, and they have to redesign something. That it's been a long process over years, actually, and now they seem to get it right. Now it works. It was interesting to see 4 oxen, and Antardi explained, because he knows the personality of each ox. And he said he has to think which oxen should go in the front, which should go behind, which ones should go on the left, and which ones should go on the right. Because according to their character, they will be more or less able to do their job. Very interesting. We also heard from Bhakta Thibault from Radhadesh. He's the gardener there. And I've heard him speak before in the previous conference in Radhadesh, but this time I was even more appreciating he really knows what he's doing in a very systematic, scientific way. He's developing the garden unit by unit, with the aim eventually to feed the entire Radhadesh community, more than 100 devotees every year, just completely to maintain them. He said it's possible. It just has to be done right. And that's what he's doing. He's had training in biology and ecology over an 8-year period. He has a master's degree in ecology or something. And he's using his knowledge, which includes using mathematics. He has these formulas that calculate different aspects of what they're doing. Quite amazing. We also heard from Prema Rasa Prabhu from Ukraine, and they showed video and also explained when the war started in Ukraine, some hundreds of devotees, some of them, their homes completely destroyed, devotees completely traumatized, they came to the farm. And they took shelter on the farm. From 50 devotees, he said, suddenly we had 300.
Super.
And since then, up to the present, he said, about 20% of those who suddenly came have remained. The others have found other solutions, other ways, places to live, but 20% of them. So essentially, he said, from 50 devotees, now there are 100. And they have a brand of ahimsa milk, which is recognized, as I understood, by the European Union. So they're also quite well organized. It's very, very impressive what they're doing. Okay, that's the farm conference. If anyone is interested in attending a farm conference next year, it's going to be near Genoa in Italy. And the younger farmers and devotees are taking charge. This time, Kalakanta Prabhu appealed to the younger devotees and said, you have to take charge. And so the young Abhirama Prabhu of this place near Genoa, he said, I'll do it. So they're taking up responsibility. And the other thing I wanted to share with you, I'm so happy about, is Prema Sarovara. Are you here?
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, I'm here.
You're here. So I think
Yes.
this is for you to announce this good news about our book.
This book.
Yeah. So you'll have to explain, what is this?
Oh, Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances to all devotees. And this is Guru Maharaj, the third book in Chinese, called Care in Hindu Animal Ethics. Actually, the Chinese name here, it means the main title, they add the main title. It means by home, the herd, by home.
The herd of
How to
cows
say?
wandering home.
Yes, yes, Guruma, thank you so much. And
The subtitle?
the subtitle means animal ethics in India classics.
Uh-huh. Can you say how it sounds in Putonghua?
Oh, okay. The main title, 木牛以礼玉还家. Jia means home. And the subtitle 印度经典中的动物伦理学. It's a little bit long. Go Maria.
So this is amazing work. Prema Sarovar has been translating cow care in Hindu animal ethics over a period of how much time you took? 3 years or something? More?
More.
More than 3 years.
Yes.
5 years.
Nearly 5 years.
Nearly 5 years.
Since the second book published.
Yeah. She was meticulously working on this and then arranging for it to be published with an academic publisher. It's been officially published, and this is no small thing in India. It's not India, in China. It's not so easy to get government approval, which is required. You cannot publish anything in China without government approval. And the approval process went on how many months or years?
Nearly 1 hour, 1 year.
Nearly a year it took. Yeah, just to get the stamp of approval. Yeah, so we're very happy about this. So this means the next time I come to China, this coming spring, we have a new book to present to people in, especially universities and cultural institutes and things. And this will be very, very nice. Yeah. Jai.
Thank you so much, Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bravo, bravo. I don't know why the cover design it's a little strange. Well, it's got a kind of image of myself on the cover, but in a sort of strange way. Whatever. It doesn't matter so much. I liked the cover design of our previous book more, with Krishna and Arjuna on the cover. Anyway, it's okay. Right. So let's see now. What do we want to do? We can discuss if anyone has some topic you wanted to discuss. I don't have a specific plan. Of course, we can always read Chaitanya Charitamrita, but perhaps you have something you want to bring up. Anyone either online or on site, as we say.
You could want to say something about the Kartik.
Oh, Kartik, that's right. Kartik is coming up. Again, it seems like we just had Kartik and now here it is again. Well, Kartik, this is our chance, right? This is our time. We can remember Krishna as Damodara, Dhamma Udara, he whose belly, Udara, is bound with a Dhamma. What is a Dhamma? What is Dhamma? A rope, yes. And we can say one of the key moments in the story of Damodar is when he agrees to be bound. Who can bind God? No one can bind God. No one can control God. But Mother Yashoda can control God when God agrees. Of course, the whole situation is not one in which Mother Yashoda is thinking to control God. She's thinking, I will control my little boy. who is a troublemaker. He was a little big troublemaker. And it's kind of odd in our culture to think of tying up a child. Does anyone tie up their child? It even sounds a bit like, what's the word like mistreatment of children, to tie them up. But perhaps she was desperate. She had tried everything. And it was also, I believe, quite kind of shocking and frustrating, you could say, because Mother Yashoda does everything in her power to satisfy Krishna. She, of course, gives her own breast milk, and that's when the trouble started, isn't it? The whole trouble started in this episode as described in the Bhagavatam, when her feeding Krishna her breast milk was interrupted. It's not mentioned, to my knowledge, that she had put the milk on the stove prior to her sitting down to churn butter. But suddenly we hear that there's the milk on the stove. And stove does not mean like we think of a gas stove or an electric stove. It's a probably wood-burning stove, or maybe cow dung patties, more likely cow dung patties, and it would be a small, perhaps made of mud, but then kind of to hold a pot. Then again, when we hear the description of Nanda's palace, where we hear of so many jewels and everything self-luminous and so many different rooms. So maybe the stove was something a bit more fancy. In any case, she's churning the butter, but why is Mother Yashoda churning the butter? Why would she be churning the butter and not someone else amongst all of her servants?
Because Krishna was stealing butter from other houses and she wanted to make the best of the best, that he will not do this again.
That may be part of the reason, but there was also a practical reason. All of the servants were out. What was the reason they were out? Soumya, you must know. You live in Vrindavan. No? They were preparing for Diwali, yes. And so this is happening during Diwali, more or less during Diwali. It goes for a period of 5 days, actually. I think this is before the main day, which is the 3rd day. So the servant ladies were all preparing, they were all busy. So Yashoda decides she's going to do it herself. And as you said, she wants to give the best to Krishna, because what has Krishna been doing? He's been going around and stealing butter from the neighbors. Imagine how embarrassing that would be for Yashoda and Nanda. That would be very embarrassing, wouldn't it? If reports came that your son is stealing others' yogurt and butter, it's like, what is wrong here? Because that means your reputation, right? Your reputation is in big trouble. And then if
starving children.
yeah, and also that means your neighbors are going to be very cautious in dealing with you. And they're going to talk. Villages this is something about village life. It's called Gramya Kata. Gramya Kata means no privacy in the village. I was at Villaggio Hare Krishna, where we had this nice kirtan retreat, and they asked me to give the morning Bhagavatam class, and they had a big sign, Kirtan Village. So I asked the devotees, what do you associate with the word village? When you hear village, what do you think? What comes immediately to mind? So different devotees were giving their whatever came to mind. And one devotee said, no privacy. Or he said, no secrets. I think that's what he said. There's no secrets in the village because everyone is talking about everyone. Did you hear Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Devi's little Krishna has been stealing butter from from so, did you hear that from so-and-so? And then it goes around. And within, 5 minutes, it's all over the village. Of course, all of the residents were thrilled that Krishna was stealing their butter, but they couldn't act as if they were thrilled. They had to act as if they were upset. So these reasons are there. What can we say? We have the Damodar Ashtakam, and we will be singing every day Damodar Ashtakam and offering deepas. And in Hong Kong, Sitarani, are you there? Yes. Can you tell us what happens in Hong Kong during Damodar, during the month of Damodar, the preaching that goes on?
Oh, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, and all God's siblings. Yes, we have a kirtan group. We say it's a kirtan group that they will go out on the street and set up the table and set up the Yasoda Krishna Murti, and will offer the lamps on the street.
That means people walking by, they're invited, anyone, right?
Yes.
To take one deepa and offer.
Yes. But
Do
most of them,
do they get any explanation of what they're doing?
yes, we will. We have a banner. We have a banner to have a little bit description, and devotees also will want to speak to them directly about the meaning.
Good.
And most of them are Indians because they know what we are doing.
Yeah.
Because Diwali is there, and even on the street, the Indians will take off their shoes and offer the lamps. Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting. They'll take off
Yes.
shoes on the street.
Yes. What we are doing. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
Mhm.
And but there's also the home programs, right?
Oh yes, house program.
Yes.
Wow, very busy house program.
Yeah, more than one per day, 2 or 3, isn't it?
Yes, yes, especially Saturday and Sundays. And yeah, so we will prepare the gift pack for them to visit the guest room. I mean the guest house. So yeah, they will kirtan and singing the Namo Astakam and offer the lamps, everything.
But it's done in a sort of compact way, right? Everything in what, half hour, 45 minutes, right?
Yes, yes. Depends on is there any Maharaj will be there? One devotee, Maharaj or senior devotees will be there. They will have a class, something like that. A little bit longer.
Yeah. But then they pack up and go to the next program, right?
Sometimes, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So it's quite a marathon in Hong Kong this month of Damodar.
yes, very busy. Yeah.
So what will you be doing this month, Sitarani?
Ah, so busy, everything, Guru Maharaj. This month is very, very challenge for me because so many devotees went to India.
Oh,
Yeah, so in office, only two of us. And also all the services, we have to fill in the box.
so you
So
have to expand yourself into 8
yeah,
forms.
if by your mercy, Guru Maharaj. And yeah, so everything I have to do for this month. So and also yeah, so many programs are going on, and I'm also jump in the management area. So many things are going on. Yeah, I will attend some house programs and some Damodar streets programs, something like that.
Okay. Good. Well, all the best for keeping yourself above water, as we say. And yeah, keep healthy.
Thank you.
Keep healthy also.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So now let's hear from some of you. What is your favorite aspect of Damodar Leela? Or what is your favorite aspect of the month of Damodar? Anyone, you're welcome to speak up. Anyone? Everyone? Don't all speak at once.
Excuse me.
Sonia.
I want to just in regard to this question, what is our spiritual experience in Damodar month, or
What is your favorite aspect of the month of Damodar? Sonia.
I really like that at least at our home we all get together as a family and we always sing the Damodar Ashtakam and we get connected with Krishna and with each other through Krishna. And I really like how we sing Tada Kripa Kataksha as well after it, and we remember the divine couple.
Ah, okay. I don't know if I can repeat all of that. Basically, Sonia says she likes how she and her family come together and sing the Damodar Ashtaka and offer Deepa to Krishna. And so that she feels a nice connection with the family through Krishna, you said. Yes, very good. Yes, she's fortunate to be a full-on Hare Krishna family. Mother, father, and brothers. Yeah. Amara Chandra and Anandita Rama, your hand is up.
Hare Krishna, liebe Guru Maharaj, liebe Devotees. Wir haben keinen Tempel, wo wir täglich mitsingen können, aber seit Corona haben wir abends im Kartik singen wir online, treffen uns abends viele Devotees und das ist für mich das Schönste, zusammen mit anderen Devotees Damodar Ashtaka zu singen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anandita Rama is explaining that since COVID time, I say there's BC and AC, before COVID and after COVID. So after COVID, now online, they're doing, during the month of Damodar, they're singing Damodar Ashtakam together. And she said it's very nice. How many are taking part in that usually, in that group? Wie viel nehmen teil an dieser online Dhammadarashaka?
Wir sind nicht sehr viele, also maximal bis zu 15 Personen, aber schön ist, dass wir jeden Tag abwechselnd jemand anderer singt
Ah, yeah.
für
Okay.
alle.
She said he said generally it's around 15 of them gathering, but what's nice is that each time it's someone else who is leading. So they're doing a rotation like that. Very good. Danke, danke. So viel Spaß und viel Freude in Kartik Monat dieses Jahr. Mangala Chandrika, your hand is up.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Hare
Hey.
Krishna, everybody. What I like about, sorry, I hope you hear me well.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. What I love about Kartik is the sense of intimacy. I think like in this part of the world, everything becomes more like intimate, like even the winter starts to set in slowly, at least in Radhadesh, so the days become shorter. And so when we're offering lamps, normally it's also dark. And also the meditation, what we will offer during Kartik is usually more intense. So it's not just about maybe offering a lamp, but there's something internal resolve of what we want to do as a special offering during Kartik.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do in Radhadesh is day before we gather in the temple room, we have some meditation on Kartik month.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a piece of paper, each one of us, and we write like a little letter to Shri Radha Gopinath, and where we offer something of, whatever resolve we have that we want to do during Kartik, and probably even after, hopefully. And then these letters are filled with a stamp with wax, and they're offered to to the lotus feet of Shri Radha Gopinath. And then at the end of the month, everybody receives back these letters to be reminded of what was our.
Okay. I can imagine some when you get the letter back, you kind of open it and go, oh no. That's what I resolved.
Yeah, I have a question about this, Guru Maharaj, if you don't mind, shortly. Because it seems to when we are doing some sort of like when we're trying to make some sort of resolve or trying to offer like little things in our life, have some sort of a goal, and these steps can be like small steps towards that goal. I'm always wondering, is it better to have like big lofty goals of I want to, develop pure love towards Krishna and have experience pure holy name, and just make small steps towards that? Or is it better to have more realistic goals, meaning goals which are more close to where we are right now? You have something to say?
Yeah, that's something we wonder about. I would say, kind of based on what I've been talking about recently, inspired by Swami Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj, these three aspects of accomplishment: vision, plan, and environment. We kind of want all three of these. And so you could say the vision, that's the bigger picture, ultimate goal, aim, and we want to cherish that, we want to pursue it. And then in the planning category, maybe the small steps where you say, okay, and for this aim, I want to do X, Y, or Z this month. And then for environment, in a sense, you could say the month of Damodar becomes the environment in which you can cultivate that which you're pursuing. It becomes the extra favorable environment. That's what comes to my mind. So I would say it's a combination of all three. And together with all of this is the Krishna factor. Now let us see what Krishna wants. And let's be ready for whatever, or even if we're not ready for what Krishna wants, let us accept what Krishna wants and go with it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Which might mean that we will also change our goals with time, because we might see that Krishna has other plans.
Yeah, and Krishna has other plans. And of course, our more immediate needs can also change over time. And we need to be ready to adjust for those immediate needs. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. What else? Yeah. For me, Damodar is, it's the time for remembering Krishna in a special way and appreciating that particular mood that especially Mother Yashoda has. And it's a time to remember the song, the Damodar Ashtakam. Namamishvaram Sachitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Rajamanam Yashoda Violukaladavamanam Paramrishtam Atyantato Drutya Govya. And of course, there are commentaries to each. It's an interesting point. I think that the Damodar Ashtaka prayers are found in the Hari Bhakti Vilasa of Srila Sanatana Goswami. I believe it's in the 16th chapter. And it's a bit surprising because Hari Bhakti Vilasa is very much a book about ritual. But it's also about culture. It's about how do we cultivate the culture of Krishna consciousness. In any case, 16th chapter is describing different festivals, one after another, and what to do in those festivals to observe them. And then comes the month of Kartik, what to do, sing these verses. And then there's suddenly a very extensive commentary on each one of the verses. Whereas basically the entire Hari Bhakti Vilasa commentary tends to be very short, very just kind of details to clarify something in the Sanskrit or a particular aspect of a ritual, generally quite short. But then suddenly, it's almost like Sanatana Goswami really is revealing that this, for him, is very important. Although we don't know for sure, did Sanatana Goswami write this commentary or did one of his followers, one of his disciples? I have to say, I've never been so keen. Many devotees go to Vrindavan for Kartik. Of course, I shouldn't say this because Soumya is here, but somehow I find it difficult to be enthusiastic to be in Vrindavan during Kartik because it's so crowded. You agree? Good.
That's why she's here.
Therefore you're here. But your father is in Vrindavan. He's here and he's going tomorrow. Oh, okay. Indeed. Right, so I think we're already about at the time. Any last? Oh, I need to say what happens next week. Now, the thing is, next week, I've been asked to do a home program for the month of Damodar celebration in Łódź in Poland. And I can't really say no because they kind of insist. And they say, it's a tradition now. You've been with us every year, 3 years. Now you have to come. Okay. So I think we'll have to skip next Saturday. But then Saturday after that should not be a problem. And for those of you who are taking part, well, let me ask, is there a Bhagavad Gita reading group happening as an alternative?
Hare
I
Krishna.
think
Sorry. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, Hare Krishna devotees. We met last week.
Mhm.
Start chapter 8.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. And the link is being provided how?
That's something we need to discuss this week. Obviously, we don't, not everyone's attending, so I don't want to request a link if it's not convenient for it to be generated by other people. But yeah, we need to find a way to do that.
Okay, maybe would that be something you could help sort out? Okay, so Odarya Chandrika is going to help sort that out.
Yeah, no, she's been wonderful in helping do that so far. It's just last week it was a bit difficult. Yeah, it's really much appreciated, that help. Thank you.
Okay, so on that note, I will say thank you all very much for joining us. Stay safe, stay sane, and go Krishna, go. Chant Hare Krishna, be happy. Smartavya satatam Vishnor vismartavyo najatu chit. That's our business. Always remembering, never forgetting Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai.
Jai.
Manandi.
Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Guru
Krishna,
Maharaj.
Guru
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna family.
Thank you very much.
Jai Jagannath.